Okay. Testing 1 2 3. Okay. Nope. Nope. Testing 1 2 3. That's a pretty long stream delay there. Uh, hmm. Not what I want. Okay. Can I get a link? This is just my dashboard. Uh, Thanos. Not really. Gotta get more chicken. This is weird. Doesn't actually go to my channel or my stream. That's really annoying. Hey guys, this is. Hey guys. Hmm. Huh. Hmm. Huh? All right. Yeah, I got it. Thanks, YouTube. That's amazing. Hmm. Interesting. You can no longer gain gold. Empty cage is pretty good. All enemies start with 1 strength. Oh, I see. Wristblade was the thing you were talking about. Pick up, choose, and add 5 cards to your deck. Huh. Interesting. Huh. Alright, I'm just waiting for someone specific to be here so that I can start. Huh. Every 6 turns, gain 1 intangible. Interesting. Huh. Runic Dome. Oh, what is that? Oh, interesting. Oh, I see. That's weird. That's weird. Oh. Now I have 3 viewers. All right. Well, 3 because 1 is me. That's cool. Stray the Spire. Oh, right. Okay, so let's go ahead and turn that, and we'll transition to the animated version. Wow. Woo. Okay, another thing here is I'm gonna. Sorry, I unplugged my headphones accidentally. Alright. Okay, we're ready to go. So, this is a game I was telling you about. It's like a mix of FTL and like a deck builder. So let's just play. I got some custom modes here. We're gonna do standard. We have 3 characters, although when you buy it, you only have access to 1. We've got Ironclad, which is like a warrior, a demon warrior, and we've got the Silent, which is like a ninja, and then we've got the Defect, which is like a robot man. And they all kind of have their own unique decks of cards that they pull from, and also their own like kind of unique mechanics. But we're just gonna play as the Ironclad. Alright. Hello. Okay, so we have a couple options to just kind of start the game as our initial boon. We can remove a card from our deck, lower the HP of the next 3 enemies by 1, or we could lose 8 max HP to obtain a random rare relic. That kind of seems good. Or we could trade our starting relic for a boss relic. Let's try this one. Alright. Alright, we're done. So, the game actually has a combination of cards and which you pull from your deck. Right now, our deck is these cards. We have 5 strikes, we have 4 defense, and then 1 bash, which is more expensive than strike, and it does more damage, and it also makes the enemy vulnerable, which causes them to take more damage. And then the starting relic that this character gets is called the Burning Blood. At the end of each combat, heals 6 hit points. So he's got kind of like a regen effect. And then the thing I just grabbed is called the Nunchaku, which says every time you play 10 attacks, gain an energy. Cool. So here's the map, and you can kind of take whatever path you want. These are enemies. These are anything. These are a merchant. And then these guys with horns are elites, which drop better loot. So let's go fight a guy. Okay. So the first thing is that the enemy's intents are broadcasted, just like in Into the Breach. So it kind of helps you do your planning in some cases. They also have this little buff on them if you mouse over called Curl Up. On receiving attack damage, it rolls up and gains 3 block once per combat. And he's going to attack for 7. So what I'm going to do is... I'm going to... Well... I want to kill one of these guys and defend, but I won't have enough energy. So instead, I'm just going to kill one. And I probably should have killed the other one. But whatever. So I have 3 energy per turn right now. And this is just my deck. Let's strike, and we'll strike, and we have a useless defend that does nothing. Defend only lasts for 1 turn. And then it goes away. Then I heal 6 from my Burning Blood, taking me back up to full. And I got a potion. Okay, so at the end of every combat, you have an opportunity to add some cards. So let's look at what we got here. Exhaust 1 card, draw 2 cards. Okay, so exhausting temporarily removes a card from your deck for that combat. So it kind of mid-combat tunes your deck, but it doesn't like permanently tune your deck. Deal 6 damage, add a copy of this to your discard pile. Huh. And it costs 0. That seems pretty good, right? Or we could do Battle Trance. That's a really good one, too. Draw 3 cards. You cannot draw additional cards this turn. Let's do that. That'll make our deck a lot more consistent, which is pretty good. Okay, random event. You find yourself in a room filled with racks of test tubes, beakers, flasks, forceps, pinch clamps, stirring rods, tongs, goggles, funnels, pipettes, cylinders, condensers, and even a rare spiral tube of glass. Why do you know the name of all these tools? It doesn't matter. Alright, let's see if we can find some potions. Ooh, okay, so we got some random potions. A skill potion, Snecko oil, and gambler's brew. I'll take the Gambler's Brew and the Skill Potion. I'm going to leave the Snecko Oil. I don't really like Confusion. But cool, so we found the Merchant. Now, the Merchant offers a lot of stuff. These are all cards that he offers access to. This is amazing. These are all class-specific cards. Since they have a red background, they're part of my the Ironclad's class deck. These are neutral. Anyone can get access to them if the die roll offers it. And then here are some relics I can get access to. And then I can also remove a card. Inflame is really good, but I generally do prefer card removal. Draw one card. So we have 11 cards. Alright, sure, yeah, we'll take Inflame. And then we didn't have enough money to remove a card from the deck. Alright. Sure, let's play Battle Trance. Oh, cool, we get to play Inflame. So, Inflame gives us 2 strength. And notice how our strikes, instead of doing 6 damage, now do 8 damage. And that will last for the duration of the fight. So it's like a buff for the entire duration of the fight here. It's really good. So this guy cast a buff on himself this turn, which says at the end of the turn he gains 3 strength, and he'll just continuously do that. So I'm on a timer now. I have to beat him as quickly as possible. So I'm going to go ahead and hit him with Bash, which will apply Vulnerable. He takes 50% more damage from attacks for 2 turns, but I'm not going to spend my last energy on that. I'm going to spend my last energy on a defend. Okay. We might be able to just kill him right now. Oh, yeah. Oh, because he was vulnerable still, and we had bonus strength, so our strikes, instead of hitting for 6, hit for 12. Which is pretty great. Okay, what do we got? Can be played if every card in your hand is an attack. Can only be played if every card in your hand is an attack. That's kind of cool. If you play all your defense first, you get a free 14 damage attack. Gain 5 block. Upgrade a card in your hand for the rest of combat. That's pretty good as well. Let's take that one. Okay, let's go to the merchant and... Oh, did we not remove a card already? Play the top card of your draw pile and exhaust it. Interesting. Okay, this is kind of a waste, because I don't have any money. I only have 65 gold. But we get to fight this elite now. Okay, so this guy is an elite. He's going to be a lot stronger than normal. And you get a much better reward if you beat him. So this particular one, what he does is he gains 8 block every turn, and he starts out asleep. So you can sit here and kind of build yourself up before fighting him. I played this card that upgrades one of my cards, so it's a little bit stronger. And I'm just not going to attack him, so he remains asleep for now. Is there anything? Okay, I think we're good. We could just go for it now. That was the only thing we wanted to build up for. That's a pretty good hit. 18 damage, huh? Well, let's hit him with Bash, and we'll defend so we at least absorb some of it. Gain 5 block, upgrade another card for the rest of combat. We'll upgrade another block. And we'll block for 13. And I'm going to defend again. So we should absorb all 18 of this damage, which is great. Well, unfortunately I drew a handful of blocks, which I didn't really want. Since he's not attacking, they're not going to do anything. Oh. Okay, he sapped. He put a debuff on me that makes all of my strength cards be 1 worse. And then all of my shield cards 1 worse as well. So, like every enemy, we're on a timer. I'm going to add a random skill to my hand. Ooh. Okay. So this potion let me pick a random skill to add just for this 1 turn, and then it costs also 0. So I picked this really expensive card which will give me enough block for this one turn. I also have this block potion I can use. Sure, we'll bash. Oh, my nunchaku triggered. So normally I would only have one energy left. What's in my deck still? A bunch of strikes, 3 strikes and 3 shield cards, and a battle trance. So I'm gonna drink this block potion. Cool, and then we drew all the strikes, which is awesome. So we'll just strike. This one actually hits for more. Cool. Oh, nice! We got the blood vial. So this is a relic that just heals 2 at the beginning of each combat. Alright, let's see. We've got spot weakness. If the enemy intends to attack, gain 3 strength. And it's a skill. Interesting. Exhaust all non-attack cards and gain 5 block for each card, and then... Oh, it exhausts them. Okay, so exhausting, like I said, or maybe I didn't mention it already, cards that get exhausted get removed from your deck for the combat, so they're like a... It's the way that they do limiting cards used to one combat, so a card will exhaust itself if you can only use it once as a balancing mechanic. And then, secondly... sometimes a card will exhaust another card, so you can like tune your deck mid-combat, which is pretty cool. Let's try this spot weakness ability. I like it. Alright, Blood Vial triggers and heals us 2. Let's play Armaments. Upgrade the Strike to 9. Then we'll play Defend and we'll hit the Strike. That's pretty good. That's a pretty good card. Alright, Bash, Strike. Since he's not attacking, what does Bellow do? It increases his strength. And gives him armor. Okay. So here's kind of the problem with this spot the weaknesses. Like, this isn't really good in these kind of short-term fights here. Let's just do a Defend and Inflame, because I don't think I can kill him. Well, I guess that's 18 damage. And I'm not accounting for the vulnerable, which would increase it to 12. Still isn't enough. So let's just spot weakness, which takes our strength through the roof. This game is probably as hard as FTL, but in a different way. It took me... I've only beaten the game 3 times, I think. And a lot of it has to do with just the knowledge of the cards. You start knowing the characters' decks better, and like what cards synergize with each other, and what cards don't. And like, the game is really, really, really tight. So, as I get better and better, I start realizing like how important adding an extra card to my deck can be really bad. If it doesn't really give me what I need. Lose 3 HP, deal 14 damage, okay. Gain 8 block, draw 1 card. That's a pretty good card. Or Twin Strike is also pretty good. Let's... I'm really worried I'm going too defensive. Huh. How many block cards have I picked up? 1. Alright, we'll take this one and it'll be our last one. Oh, we've got another boss fight. Oops. I did not mean for that to happen, but here we go. Okay. It's the Gremlin Knob. So this guy is actually insanely hard. Which you will find out shortly. Strike. Strike. I'm just gonna... I'm gonna drink this Gambler's Brew, which discards any number of cards to draw that many. Let's play Battle Trance. That's too bad. And I'm gonna upgrade this Strike. Instead of playing 2 strikes, I'm gonna upgrade 1 and get a bunch of armor that's not useful. Okay, so he turns on this ability that says Enrage. So that this thing is right here. It says, whenever you play a skill, he gains 2 strength. So, he's going to hit me for 14, and if I play Defend, which is a skill, generally skills are all of your defend abilities are skills. It just makes him permanently stronger for the rest of the fight. So, you actually don't want to block at all. You just have to kill him faster than he kills you. So here we go. Spot the weakness, nice. And now our strikes hit for 11 because we're up to 5 strength, which is excellent. Oh, we got the super strike. We did it! Okay, so what did we get? We got some 31 gold. We've got this relic called the Duvu Doll. For each curse in your deck, start each combat with 1 strength. That is very interesting. Okay. We got a Fear Potion, which puts vulnerable on enemies. Perfected Strike. Deal 6 damage and then 2 additional for all of your cards containing the word Strike. I think I'm going to go for Cleave. Runic Dodecahedron. What? Interesting. Alright. Don't worry about this Sapphire Key right now. So this is a relic that says gain an energy if your HP is full, which is not very good for me. Okay, so we are at a campsite. We can either rest and heal for 30% of our max HP, which would be 21, or we can smith, which upgrades a card in our deck. So let's go look at our deck here. Here's all of our cards, and each card has a specific upgraded version. So Strike Plus deals 9 damage instead of 6. Defend Plus deals 8 block instead of 5. All of these cards have their own unique ones, so it's interesting to look at these. Battle Trance. Draw 3 cards. You can now draw additional cards this turn. Draws me 4. Still costs 0. Inflame Plus goes to 3 strength, which is pretty good. Armaments upgrades all cards in your hand for the rest of combat instead of just 1. Spot the weakness. Gain 4 strength if the enemy intends to attack. That's amazing. Shrug it off gives you 11 block. That's amazing. Cleave goes up to 11. Well, I think I'm going to take... Both of these are really good. These scaling cards that give me strength, they just kind of ramp me up over the course of any fight. It's really good for boss fights. But I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go for Shrug It Off. That's a really valuable upgraded card. Oh, wow, okay. 5 dudes that do a ton of damage. Okay, so I'm going to play... What do we got? 15, 16, 17, 18 damage. I'm going to play Spot the Weakness on one of these guys, and I'm going to play the Shield. So I have 10 cards left in my deck. This is one of the really awesome things about this game is the deck size. My deck is currently 16 cards. The deck size matters enough because you go through your deck multiple times per combat, say 3. But it's not... You don't go through your deck an infinite number of times such that, you know, you could get a lot of power out of one single card. Okay, so I have 10 cards left in my deck, and one of them is Cleave. So I have a 50% chance of drawing Cleave or Battle Trance, which I can then use to draw more cards. So what I did basically was I just threw a bunch of defense and then increased my strength. Hopefully I get that Cleave ability, and I'll just one-shot all these guys. Deal 8 damage to all enemies. Okay, so that's not enough. But if I play Armaments, upgrade a card in my hand, this will temporarily upgrade this to Cleave Plus. Oh my gosh, it's still not enough. Whatever. Why is it only 10? Oh, one of the slimes played Weakened on me, which makes me do 25% less damage for 1 turn. Alright, that's fine. And then I guess I'll just hit this guy. So it's a good thing that that card that gave us an upgraded card gave us 5 armor as well. Sure. That's an interesting fight. Strength Potion is really good. Anger. Deal 6 damage and add a copy of this to your discard pile. Gain 8 block, draw 1 card. Deal 12 damage, shuffle a wound into your draw pile. Wild Strike. Let's take Anger. I hope that's not a mistake. I've never played with Anger before. Oh, wow. This fight looks interesting. Gain 11 block, draw 1 card. Oh man, these guys are way stronger than the other guys. I think one of these guys has like a super attack he does eventually. Gain 5 block and we'll hit this guy. This guy is charging up. Alright, what do we got? Battle Trance. Okay. Wait, what just happened? How did I get... Oh, I only play Battle Trance. Got it. Okay, so what we're gonna do is Cleave currently does 8 damage to all enemies. So we're gonna spot the weakness on this guy, which gains us 3 strength, increasing our Cleave to 11. And we're gonna play Armaments. Gain 5 block, upgrade a card in your hand. I'm gonna upgrade Cleave to Cleave Plus temporarily. And then I'm gonna cleave everyone for 14 damage. Oh, excellent. And then I have this Anger. Yeah, okay. Yeah. So that card puts an extra copy of itself in my discard pile every time I use it. See you, nerd. Deal 9 damage, put a card from your discard pile on top of your draw pile. Okay. Deal damage equal to your block. Very interesting. Or Heavy Blade. Deal 14 damage, and this card is affected by strength 3 times. Well, we have 2 cards that give us strength, so it seems like that's the obvious choice, right? Cool. Okay, let's smith. This strength that affects this card 5 times. Okay, I think I'm gonna upgrade Inflame. Alright, what do we got here? Every 3 turns, gain an energy. That's very good. Whenever you lose hit points, gain 3 block next turn. 50% discount on all items. Okay, what do we got over here? Berserk. Gain 3 vulnerable. At the start of your turn, gain energy. Okay, so this is a power. The type of card really matters. So when a power is basically like a permanent buff. When you play it, it buffs you, and then it removes itself from your deck for that combat. And so you kind of use them to slowly power up over the course of combat. This ability is amazing. Deal 10 damage. If this kills an enemy, raise your max HP by 3. That's pretty good. Or we could do card removal. Well, we should do card removal anyway. So let's remove a strike. And dramatic entrance, deal 6 damage to all enemies. That's kind of fun. So innate means so what this says is it's an attack. It's innate, meaning it starts in your starting hand. And then exhaust means after you play it, it gets removed from your deck for the combat. So the idea is that it's like a starts in your hand, 1-time shot, 6 damage to everybody for 0 money, which is pretty good. I don't want to take Berserk. I'm not gonna... This ability's really good. I don't know how good, though. It only costs 1, though, so let's take it. It's better than a strike. Alright, let's upgrade a block card. We need more block. Gain 5. Okay, so this upgrades all cards in your hand. If the enemy intends to attack, gain 4 strength. Deal 12 damage. If this kills a non-minion enemy, raise your HP by 4. I really want to upgrade one of my defense, so I'm going to do that. Alright. Time for the boss. Okay. So you actually get to know what the boss is. They pointed out on the map. So this is the Blob King boss, and I can use that to plan my build. There's actually 3 total floors, so this is only the boss of the first floor. Alright, what do we got? Bash, he's gonna cast a debuff on me. Oh, I might as well use this strength potion now. And hit him with a strike. Okay, so what the debuff was, is he put 3 slimes in my discard pile. What these are is they're just a status card that when you play it, it will exhaust it and remove it from your deck. Otherwise, it's just a dead card in your deck, and you can. But to play it, it costs 1. So basically, it's like pay 1 to remove this from your deck. Otherwise, I'm just gonna kind of slowly clog it up. Let's go ahead and inflame, or whatever that card was, and then we'll play Heavy Blade. For 29 damage. Good. Uh-oh. Alright, so he's about to hit us for 35 damage. That's a lot. That's over half of our health. So he has a special mechanic which says when his HP is at or below 50%, he will split into 2 other slimes with the current remaining HP. So the idea is, with the slime boss, you got to get him below half his hit points before he hits you with this big attack. So feed, huh? So feed is a really good attack. Ideally, I want to play it because it exhausts after I play it. So ideally, I want to play it as a killing blow. So let's play. Okay, so I guess the first question is, can we get him below 70 hit points? Yes, if we have to. We can play feed or cleave as an emergency. Let's go ahead and draw then. Oh, cool. We'll get a spot weakness trigger to increase our strength. That's fantastic. And now our angers go from 6 to 14 damage. So we'll hit him with an anger. Okay, so he's no longer attacking because we triggered his split, and so it stops the attack. Let's just hit him with strike and cleave. And I guess... Did I upgrade that card? What? Oh, I see. I already... There was only 1 card in my hand that wasn't upgraded. So the cool thing about this boss is if you can get him... The split slimes have whatever his remaining HP is. So, you know, usually you'll get him down to about 50% HP and it'll split into 2 guys that are each 50% HP. Now it's like you have to do twice as much damage. But if you can get them lower than that, they'll split with less HP. So now they only have 33 each. Sure. Let's play Shrug It Off. And we'll play Defend. And I'm just going to strike this guy. Interesting. You know what? I just realized I actually could have played this vulnerable potion on him and knocked him down to half HP and triggered his split again. Okay. Okay, we have anger. Oh my gosh, I have so much strength. 8 strength right now. My strikes are hitting for almost triple their base value. Alright. Well, I'm going to play vulnerable on this guy. So he takes 50% more damage. So that means he should die to this. Yep. And then we'll bash this guy and we'll hit him with strike. Ha ha! Got him. Okay, so these cards are special. You always get rare cards from defeating the bosses. So what do we got here? Double tap. This turn, your next attack is played twice. That's okay. It costs 1. Exhume. Put a card from your exhaust pile into your hand. Okay. So this card recovers an exhausted card. Interesting. That's very interesting. Or we have Immolate, which costs 2, and it says deal 21 damage to all enemies and then put a burn in your discard pile. So burn is a status effect that, like this, it draws into your hand, and then it does damage if it's in your hand before you end your turn. So they're pretty bad. I'm going to take that card, though, because the effect is incredible. Pandora's Box. Huh. Okay, Mark of Pain. So I guess maybe the first question you might be asking is there anything that gains me more energy? And the answer is sort of yes. Your deck definitely scales with energy, but it's not something that's like inherent. Like you don't just get +1 energy per floor you clear. Instead, they've offered these relics, which you usually get at least one of in these boss fights, that give you 1 energy per turn, but they always come with a downside. So this one says at the start of combat, shuffle 2 wounds into your discard pile. Pretty good. This one upgrade or transforms all strike and defense. Transform basically just means turn it into a random other card. That's a pretty big deal. And I'm not going to do it. I'm going to take the Mark of Pain. What is that? Dear, what's this boss? What's that boss? With the minions. Yeah, he's on the throne. Okay. Great. Got it. So this boss here, I couldn't remember what his picture was. He is a he's called the Collector, and he summons like little minions. So gonna want some AoE for that boss. Alright, so what's our path here? I like merchants and upgrades, so this seems like a good path. Right here. Although this has got 2 upgrades and a relic and a merchant. Don't I have something that says for each curse in your deck, start each combat with 1 strength? That's pretty good. A curse is like a negative card you usually get kind of as a reward for something else that's really good. Sometimes you just get them as like bad FTL events. Okay, I'm gonna go this way and I'm gonna fight this dude. So let's go this way. Alright, we've got the Chosen. Oh, the wounds go into my draw pile. At the start of your turn. At the start of combat, shuffle 2 wounds into your draw pile. So I'm going to draw 2 useless cards eventually here, but not on my first turn. Okay. Alright, I have 5 energy for some reason. Oh, because the Runic Dodecahedron gives me +1 energy if I have full hit points. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to spot weakness. We're going to play Armaments to gain 5 block and upgrade a card. I'm going to upgrade Heavy Blade to Heavy Blade Plus, which strength the card affects this card 5 times. That's excellent. So that does 29 damage. And then we'll bash. Wait, what? Oh no! I thought I had 5. I'm confused. Oh no, playing Armaments costing energy. Crap! Now I can't play Heavy Blade. Ugh. I'm bad. Whoops. That's a whoops. Okay, Cleave, Strike. Since he's not attacking, we don't have to worry about playing a defend. We'll just kill him as fast as possible. Strike. Strike. Fire Breathing. At the end of your turn, deal 1 damage to all enemies for each attack played this turn. That's pretty good. Clash Plus. So sometimes when you gain a card, it is automatically upgraded, which is pretty nice. This card's really interesting. 18 damage for free, but only if every card in your hand is an attack. So the interesting thing about this is, the obvious case is if you draw all attacks. Okay, then you can just play it, and that's awesome. 0 cost, 18 damage attack. Okay. But if you draw some defense, you can play them, and then they're not in your hand anymore, and then you can play this card. So it's also good in that case. The only problem is if you don't need the defense, then playing them is kind of useless. So, let's play Fire Breathing. That seems okay. Scaling the city, you notice a wall covered in the writing of ancients. As you try to wrap your hand around what the puzzling symbols and glyphs could mean, the writing begins to glow. Suddenly a message becomes clear. Oh my goodness, wow. Okay, so I could either remove a card from my deck or upgrade all strikes and defense. Considering I still have 8 strikes and defense in my deck, one of them was upgraded, so 7. I'm going to take 7 upgrades. Because that's legendary. That's a huge deal. You duck into a small hut inside. You find what appears to be a forge. The smithing tools are covered with dust, yet a fire roars inside the furnace. You feel on edge. Okay, so I can either forge, upgrade a card. I can rummage, which obtains me a special relic. But it gives me a curse. And this curse just goes into my deck. And every time I draw it, it's unplayable. And then while it's in hand, I lose 1 hit point whenever I play another card, which is super bad. But I have this thing that does cool stuff for each curse in my deck, so I'm going to take it. You decide to see if you can find anything of use after uncovering tarps. Looking through boxes and checking nooks and crannies, you find a discovered relic. Taking the relic, you can't shake a sudden feeling of sharp pain as you exit the hut. Maybe you disturbed some sort of spirit. Okay. So the upgrade I got, or the relic I got, was called Warped Tongs. At the start of your turn, upgrade a random card in your hand for the rest of combat. What? Okay, that's awesome. All right. I guess it's not as good since most of my stuff is already upgraded. But whatever. Okay. Let's play Inflame for 3 strength. Let's play Battle Trance. Okay, the Shelled Parasite. So he's going to hit for 12. He's actually going to hit for 6 2 times. This is relevant for things that, like, reflect damage. Like, deal 1 damage every time you get hit, then that would do 2 damage. So he has this other effect called Plated Armor. At the end of its turn, he gains 14 block, just automatically. He doesn't need to defend to do it. He just gets it for free. So the idea is that this guy's going to be attacking every single turn. However, receiving attack damage reduces the plated armor by 1. So if you can hit him, like take away all of his armor, and then hit him for little tiny bits afterwards, it will massively decay that effect. So, let's play Shrug It Off. Oh, I forgot. Okay. I played Shrug It Off for 11 blocked and to draw 1 card, but I forgot when I play, when I played that card that drew me 3 cards, it blocks me from drawing cards for the rest of the turn, so that kind of sucks. But I'm just going to go ahead and immolate this guy for 1,000,000 damage. It puts a burn in my discard pile. And let's just kill him before we draw our discard pile, right? The enemy intends to use attack, a buff, and attack for 10 damage. Okay. Let's gain 5 block and upgrade a card. It looks like Heavy Blade got randomly upgraded by our Warp Tongs already, so there's nothing to upgrade. Never mind. Well, I guess we'll Heavy Blade this guy and defend. So he's down to 11 plated armor now. Oh, we drew our pain finally. Okay, we'll play defend. Pain does 1 damage to us. And I'm going to play Spot Weakness, which does 1 more damage. And I'm not going to play Fire Breathing, because Pain is... We're going to kill him next turn anyway, basically. Oh, we got Feed. Nice. Alright. So, we're going to Bash. And then we're going to Feed. Alright. Plus 3% max HP. That's awesome. Pummel. Deal 2 damage 4 times. Exhaust. Interesting. I wonder if this card basically, like, if we get 2 strength, if it, like, doubles the effect of this card. Hey, dear. Hey, dear. So, is Pummel, like, really good with, like, strength? 2 damage 4 times? Do they, like, scale, or are they all just basically, like, +1 per strength you have? Alright, well I got another copy of Heavy Strike, so I guess I'll just take that instead. Just do Heavy Strike. Alright, new strategy, do Heavy Strike. Because we've got lots of strength in our deck. Alright. So we had 1 damage, but our Blood Vial triggered and healed us for 2, and then our Runic Dodecahedron gave us an extra energy, which is the combo. Oh my god, alright, okay. There's so many things to do here. So we're going to play Inflame for 3 strength. Immolate now does 32 damage. Let's bash this guy, and then Immolate to do 32 damage to both of them, and gain a burn. Alright. Now that card feels good. That's 64 damage for the cost of adding a bad card to our discard pile. Totally feels worth it. Okay, so what this guy does is he's the Spirit Guardian, and he has this thing called Barricade. When he gains block, it's not removed at the end of his turn. So, like, he's going to take a block action occasionally, and most times if they block, you just don't attack them that round, and then next round you attack them when their block is gone, but he's just going to continuously build it up until we kill him. So, let's Heavy Blade for 34 damage. And then let's Cleave for 12 and Strike for 8. Oh, that was easy. Turns out having 4 strength is great. Another copy of Inflame. I mean, So, the cool, like, these, strength is obviously good. But, if you're trying to defeat the enemy in 3 turns, it's not that good. This card's a much better example because it costs 0. So, since Inflame costs 1, you know, it basically removes 1 energy that could use to play an attack this turn. And Flex doesn't do that. Flex, you gain the 2 strength temporarily. But I'm going to take Inflame anyway. Okay. Let's... Well, we don't need to heal, so let's Smith instead. If the enemy intends to attack, gain 3 strength. We could upgrade that to 4. We could also upgrade our Inflame. That's probably the better move. Or we could upgrade our Fire Breathing to cost 1 less. I think that's probably the best move here. So notice Fire Breathing Plus has the thing that changed was the cost. So it went from 1 to 0. Some cards do that, other cards don't. Not every card has a reduced cost in its upgraded version because it would be overpowered. Alright, what do we got here? So, card removal is a little less important now. I mean, it's still really good. Play the top card of your draw pile and exhaust it, okay. Block is not removed at the start of your turn. That's amazing. And this is a power. So here's a power. It costs 3. You play it once, and now your block lasts indefinitely. So you don't have to feel bad about playing your block cards. Especially on those turns where the enemy isn't attacking, but you drew a handful of block. Now you can keep it forever, which is real cool. Dark Shackles. Enemy loses 9 strength this turn. Interesting. I'm wondering if... I should remove one of my strikes. Let's do it. I mean, we're going for a big scaling deck here. We've got some big heavy strikes, and we've got a bunch of strength increasing cards. And we have 2 heavy strikes that hit for 1 million, so I guess the idea is the fewer cards we have to draw through to play those more often, the better. Notice how this isn't showing my whole deck. It's only showing the cards I haven't upgraded yet. Upgrade all cards in hand for the rest of combat. That's okay. Cleave Plus is pretty good. So we either do Cleave Plus or we do Immolate Plus. Or I guess we could upgrade our Heavy Blades. All these good choices. So the reason I've been targeting my Inflames to upgrade is because they're the card that's like the least likely for me to get value out of comboing with another card because it only increases by 1 strength. Also, I'm really inclined to not wait to play it to use one of these other upgraded card effects. I'm more likely to just want to play it immediately. Let's do that. I have a lot of cards that upgrade cards temporarily mid-combat. Whenever you rest, heal 15. Sure, we'll take the Sapphire Key, I guess. Because that's not really going to help us. Hey, another Smith. Okay, so we could take Feed. Or we could take... Ideally, we can play Feed every single turn to increase our max HP. Or draw 4 cards. I'm going to upgrade Battle Trance. That's a great card. Alright, so this is a Mega Boss. He's a normal game boss, but he basically just has buffed stats and buffed rewards. What do we got? A potion that adds power to our hand and Dexterity potion. So let's give him a shot. Alright, the Gremlin Leader. So this guy is, he summons these little minions, which are really weak. And they do a lot of damage, so you gotta kill them, and then he's gonna respawn them. So ideally AoE is what we want here. Notice how Feed only does bonus damage if it kills a non-minion enemy. So let's play... we have a stupid Pain in our deck. Shrug it off. Ooh, Inflame. And then we'll Immolate to completely ruin their board state. And I'm not going to play Feed yet. Fire Breathing. At the end of your turn, deal 1 damage to all enemies for each attack played this turn. So a 0 cost card seems really good, right? This is great. Fire Breathing plus, it costs 0. It just makes us do +1 damage. AoE for everything we do. The interesting thing is it is one of the cards we drew this turn. If we had to defend ourselves this turn, we would be in trouble. But since we don't, it's amazing. And we'll play Anger, and we'll play Strike. And here's a Wound from our Mark of Pain. So it's just a useless card that's dead. We have energy that's being wasted, which sucks. Here's our other Inflame. Oh, too bad Spot the Weakness isn't going to work this turn. Alright, let's play Battle Trance. Oh, nice, we got our Cleave. Alright, so we're going to Cleave. I guess I'm not going to attack this guy this turn. No. Okay, so I'm trying to think if I want to bash or if I want to play Strike 2 times. But I'm going to play... See, he's actually going to give block to this guy, so I'm gonna kill this. Kill this guy. And then just split the damage. Oh boy, alright, so we'll play Armaments. Not for the block, but because it upgrades a card in hand, and now our Heavy Blade went from 29 to 49 damage. And we'll hit him for 10 billion. Okay, maybe I'll draw into Feed. No. Can I kill these 2 guys this round? Yes. We'll Heavy Blade this guy for 50. Oops. Wait. Oh my gosh. 45 damage. Hey, I drew Feed. Nice. Got him. Oh, Oddly Smooth Stone. Start each combat with 1 dexterity. Bloodletting. Lose 3 HP and gain 2 energy. That's pretty good. Feel no pain. Whenever a card is exhausted, gain 3 block. Infernal Blade. Add a random attack to your hand. It costs 0 this turn. So basically, this is like a summon kind of. It summons a different attack, the cost of 1, and then that attack could be more powerful, it could be weaker. Let's take Feel No Pain. Why not? I feel like I'm probably bloating my deck, but whenever you lose HP from a card, gain 1 strength. That's good. Oh, wow. That would combo extremely well with Pain, or with that curse we have. This card is ethereal, which means if you don't play it, it gets exhausted. So you're kind of forced to play it if you want to keep it in your deck. Exhaust up to 3 cards in your hand, exhaust. That's a very good card. Okay, my deck is starting to get too many powers. But whatever. I really like Rupture. Purity, huh? So the idea behind Purity is I can play it to purge those burns from that giant card. Okay, I'm going to take Rupture. It's all about gaining strength. Let's fight this boss, huh? The Book of Stabbing. Alright, you can see it's a little book with a genie coming out of it with a giant sword. That's awesome. So the Book of Stabbing basically just stabs you to death as fast as it can. And for every damage he actually lands on you, he puts a wound into your deck, which pollutes your deck, slows you down, and the idea is that you're just kind of like getting weaker and weaker as your deck gets more like the cards. You're drawing more of these wounds instead of drawing your good cards. Okay, I'm gonna play Armaments and upgrade my Heavy Blade and hit him for 34, and then I'll just defend. So he only puts the wounds in your deck if you don't manage to block his damage. Oh yeah, we'll play Spot the Weakness. I'll play Shrug It Off, draw a card. I'll play Battle Trance, draw a card. Look, I'm drawing some wounds. Okay, let's turn on Fire Breathing. Alright, we'll defend, and we'll hit him with Heavy Blade for 40 damage. Cool, we drew another Inflame. And we don't have any armor this time. Let's see if we can draw a power that will help us. At the end of your turn, lose HP and deal 5 damage to all enemies. Whenever you draw a status card, draw a card. Yes! Okay. So this says, whenever you draw a status card, draw 1 card. So every time we draw one of these wounds he gives us, we kind of compensate by drawing additional cards, which is super good. And it's going to cost 0 because it's from a potion. So we'll play Inflame. And we'll strike for 20. Strike for 20. Play Immolate. Which puts a burn in our deck. Oh, we were so close to killing him. And we drew Pain. Anger. Red Skull. When your HP is at or below 50%, you have 3 additional strength. Cool. Put a card from your discard pile on top of your draw pile. That's pretty good with like a Heavy Blade. Deal 8 damage to all enemies or another Heavy Blade. So we have a card that works like Heavy Blade, or we have another Heavy Blade. But this card can give us other cards, I guess. I mean, that fight, I mean, he did a good 30 damage to us, but between our Burning Blood, which is the relic we started with, and our Blood Vial, we're healing 8 damage at the beginning of it, like, you know, between fights. Which is pretty good. Alright. The Snake Plant, huh? Alright, I'm gonna use this Dexterity Potion, which, Dexterity basically increases the value of all your block cards by 1. So I have 3 Dexterity, I'm gonna defend for 11. And, might as well drink this block potion and just hit him with a Heavy Blade. Whoops, I should have played Feed. Whoops. Alright, 21 damage. I guess I'll take some strength. Oh my goodness. Oh, wait. Oh no, we don't have enough energy. Dang it. I could kill him between these two cards here, but I need +1 energy. Shoot. I think the strength we got, though, made Heavy Blade strong enough to kill him. I don't know. So that sucks. So we're going to hit him with Heavy Blade. And he gains some armor from some ability he has. And I guess I'll just play Defend. Take 10 damage. Oh, cool. So we'll play Headbutt. And we'll put Heavy Blade back on top of our deck. And then we'll play Battle Trance, draw 4 cards. And then we'll play Heavy Blade and kill him. Nice. The combos. All right. Deal 4 damage and apply 1 vulnerable to all enemies. That's not good. Deal 3 damage to a random enemy 4 times. Choose an attack or power card. Add a copy of that to your hand. Okay, so this card you can use to duplicate your powers or attacks. So theoretically, if I draw it next to one of my inflame cards, I could gain a lot. Dual wield plus, add 2 copies of that to your hand. Whenever you lose HP from a card, gain 1 strength. Okay. Whenever a card is exhausted, gain 3 block. Bash isn't very good. It's so expensive. I think we should probably just upgrade a Heavy Blade. Or choose an attack or power card, add a copy of that to your hand. Add 2 copies of that to your hand. Let's do Heavy Blade. That way we won't rely on... We don't feel so bad playing it whenever we get it. Okay, Inflame Plus. Every card is already upgraded, so Armaments is useless. We'll play Inflame. Our Heavy Blade now goes from 19 to 34 damage. That's great. And we'll hit him with a strike. I don't have any potions. That's kind of bad. Inflame. I didn't draw any armor. That's bad. And Pain is going to do a bunch of damage to us. 1, 2, 3. Ow. Okay, 31 damage coming in. And I didn't draw any block. Alright, so we're going to play Headbutt. And we're going to pull back this Defend. What? Oh, it puts it on top of our deck. Oops. Alright, we'll play Spot the Weakness on this guy. Oh, perfect. It increases Bash to 19, which is exactly what we need. And then we'll take 21 damage from the boss. Alright, but wait, I'm confused. Now we're up to 14 strength. Why did we get so much? Oh, our Red Skull turned on, increasing our strength by 3. Okay, so 14 strength is a big deal here. Choose an attack or power card, add a copy of that to your hand. I don't really... I don't want to duplicate this immolate. And I don't really care about playing Feel No Pain multiple times. What is going to be exhausted from my deck? I took this with the intent that I would draw some cards that would, exhaust other cards from my deck, but I haven't gotten any. Which is a big problem. And I drew on my block this turn. I wish I had +1 energy. But I don't. Look, the red skull is flashing to show it's indicated. To show it's turned on. Okay, well, let's hit it for 35. And, I guess I'm just gonna play Feel No Pain and block for nothing. What did that do? He hit me with 3 vulnerables, and 3 frails. Gain 25% less from block for 3 turns, and receive 50% more damage from attacks for 3 turns. So I am like... Oh, and also, he weakened. Attacks deal 25% less damage. Okay. Well, let's play Heavy Blade for 42. I'll play Shrug It Off, Druid Defend, whatever. And I'll just play all my cards, it doesn't matter. Got my stupid wound. And these guys now hit for 1,000,000. Oh, but I drew a cleave, that's excellent. So we will cleave. Battle Trance, draw a bunch of cards. Okay. Shrug It Off isn't going to do any good for us. Anger almost is strong enough to kill both of these guys. I might actually die here. Let's see. Defend, Shrug It Off, Anger, one of them. Wait, didn't we have something that deals one... At the end of your turn, deal 1 damage to all enemies for each attack played. But I've only done... Oh, no. So... They'll survive with 1 hit point. That sucks. I think I actually die here. I don't have any potions to save me. 41. I have exactly 40 hit points right now. Oh. Ah. Roasted. Game over. I felt like... There's too many cards. 26 cards. Maybe not enough defend. I had a lot of, like... Just put, like, that last turn there, I think I drew 2 wounds and pain. Which is pretty bad. It's kind of unlucky, I guess. I think I drew into one of them with that other thing. Interesting how that goes. So I'm going to gain some experience for my run, which unlocks kind of more class cards. They don't all start out unlocked. Some of them start locked. So that's that. Okay. So at this point, I got a score of 293. I could start another run with a different character or with the same character. They're all pretty different. They play different from each other. So, I don't know. I'm going to take a little break and I'll be back.